Hey everybody, Rosemary here. Welcome to part 12 of my Tsukihime playthrough. Last episode, I'm continuing on with the arc for with the route, pretty much the same as with the ARCUEID one, but I know it will branch out and go into its own thing probably pretty soon. But we just had, like the encounter with Dervedsker at the hotel and then defeating him. But in the process, I got pretty badly effed up. Like, my body just completely got torn apart. But Ciel showed up, and I'm pretty sure she is showing up earlier this time, which makes sense considering this is her route. Managed to save me and heal up my wounds, and you can see kind of the bad blood between ARCUEID and her, where ARCUEID is upset about the fact that Ciel was the one who was able to save me. So now we're left wondering, like, was that Ciel? Spoiler, yes it is, obviously. And then thinking that everything is good, the vampire is defeated, even though we know that's not the case. And then there was an odd moment at the end. I think it was Roa talking to Dervedsker. I could be wrong about that. But anyway, yeah, so that's where we've left off, where it seems like we've done our job. ARCUEID and I are going to part ways, but we also know that's most likely not the case. So anyway, we're going to get back into it and see, like what happens after this. So let's get back into it. I feel the morning sunlight. I keep my eyes closed as I try to fall asleep again, but the gentle sunlight keeps urging me to open my eyes. Slowly, I start to awaken. A quiet atmosphere. The air is comfortably cold, and the sunlight is warm enough. I guess the weather will be great today. Then I should get up and go to school. That's right, I have to go to school. The past 3 days, my life was chaos, and it made me forget I was a student. I wake up. I'm lying on my bed and my glasses are on the bedside. I automatically put them on and look around. The sunlight streams so strongly in through the window. I almost expect to hear it pouring through. I take a quiet breath. I fill my lungs with fresh air and it feels like my chest is purified. I hear the clock ticking. Small birds chirp in the woods outside. I stay in my warm bed, aimlessly feeling the relaxed passage of time. This is, of course, another peaceful day. But I feel a bit unsatisfied. Although I'm back in this calm morning, I feel that there's something that seems out of place. Even though I killed that vampire with the black coat and everything is back the way it was, I'm feeling that something is missing. It's ridiculous. I shake my head and shake off that unimportant thought. And then... Good morning, Shiki-sama. Wah! I jump up in my bed. Now that I look, Hisui's standing quietly at the side of my bed. Hisui... Please excuse me, Shiki-sama, but since you did not notice, I spoke. Well, I mean, I'm sorry too. Hisui respectfully bows to me. She surprised me, my heart still pounding rapidly. Huh? But it's still before 7 o'clock. Yes, it is a bit earlier than your usual waking time, Shiki-sama. Well, yes, then why are you here, Hisui? I came to wake you up. Akiya-sama wants to know what you've been doing these last 2 days, so she wanted me to bring you no matter what. Ah. I forgot. Come to think of it, I skipped school last Saturday and was with ARCUEID through all of Sunday. What's more, I came back late last night, snuck in like a burglar, and then went to sleep. Don't tell me, Akiya's angry? I do not know. Please confirm for yourself, Shiki-sama. Hisui's voice sounds very cold. Hisui, you knew I came back? Yes, I noticed when you returned early this morning around 2 o'clock. We saw you on the security camera when you were climbing the gate, Shiki-sama. Does Akiya know about this? No, only Nissan and I know this. That's good. Anyway, I think I avoided the worst possible situation. However, it's still pretty bad. Not informing her what I've been doing these last few days, and returning in the middle of the night, it's pretty bad. Alright, I'll head down immediately. And if possible, I'd be happy if you tried to calm her down as much as possible. Akiya-sama already appears calm. I think it will be difficult for my words to calm her even more. Ugh, one problem after another. I just got done with Dervedsker, so I never thought I'd face another life-and-death battle without even a rest break. Well, time to get up. I can't do anything staying in bed. I'll go after I change, so please go on ahead. It's alright, I won't run. Well then, we'll be waiting for you. Well then, I should change quickly so Mistress Akiya may pass judgment on me. Alright, I'm here. Now only a door separates me from the sitting room where Akiya awaits. No matter what the circumstance was, there's no excuse for skipping school and not coming home for 2 days. Okay. Okay, so it's telling me to try and deceive her, which is not what my pick would have been if I had, you know, if I was just going in blind. Well, I just have to deceive her somehow. I don't think Akiha will understand about non-humans like ARCUEID and Nervensker, so I'll have to minimize me lying without telling the truth. Alright, let's go. Taking a deep breath, I open the sitting room door. In the sitting room, Akiha's on the sofa and Hisui's standing by the wall. Good morning, Nissan. Her gaze is telling me I am angry. Morning, Akiha. Let's dispense with greetings. Please, sit there. I wish to speak with you, Nissan. Her words are so forceful, I can't say no. I solemnly and calmly sit down on the sofa across from her. Nissan, this is very abrupt, but may I ask you about these past 2 days? Ugh. Despite her polite language, Akiha's words are unmistakably a threat. But her Oni-chan cannot tell her such a story. About that, Akiha. Yes, what is it? The truth is, I ran into a minor acquaintance of mine, and I showed that person around the city. Oh, a minor acquaintance. Yeah, I got to know the person just recently, and we met just outside of school. I was asked to keep this acquaintance company until Sunday, so you skipped school and stayed away from home without even notifying me or asking permission? Akiha's gaze is extremely frigid. She seems even more shocked than angry. I remain quiet as Akiha stares at me wordlessly. And who was it? Eh? I asked who this acquaintance of yours is. She looks at me directly in the eye. I can feel her thinking, I will not be deceived. Well, if you can't tell me, that means you feel guilty about it, Nissan. Her gaze shoots right through me. I get the feeling she'll attack me more if I look away, so I stare back at her. Well, this is totally random, but she does not remind me of the Akiha from back then. Her stretched back, her perfect posture, her unwavering eyes. Perhaps this is imprudence, but I honestly think she's become very beautiful. Okay, you know what? I was thinking before, I was like, especially knowing that all the different routes are probably going to result in romances. But at least I know that Akiha and me are not actual real siblings. That's kind of, it's a nice little workaround to make it not quite as icky. It's still icky because they've been basically raised almost as siblings. So it's still like, ew. But I'm not looking forward. I'm not looking forward to that playthrough, I'll be completely honest. Oh god, is he just gonna try and flatter her? You know, Akiha. What? Your eyebrows are pretty thick. Oh. Just throw her off. Just do basically, like, I don't know, emotional damage on her. Just distract her so much. That's something I've heard where it's like, if you want to throw somebody off, don't stare at somebody's, like, in the eye, stare at their eyebrows. Like, stare just above their eyes. Bam. Akiha's, like, smacks the table as she jumps up. Ah, how do I say this? She's surprisingly surprised? I don't get you at all. That wasn't something to be surprised about. With a deep breath, Akiha slumps her shoulders. Nissan, it seems like you do not wish to answer me seriously. That's not right. Honestly, I won't lie to you. It's just that I have a lot of things I can't say to you. Geez, really, ever since we were small, I was never able to tell if you were honest or dishonest, Nissan. Really? I don't really remember how I was when I was small. You don't have to remember, but I haven't changed either. Pressing you like this, even when I know how it will turn out. Maybe I haven't grown up at all. I understand, then I'll no longer ask about this, but please refrain from doing anything like this ever again. Nissan, you're the eldest son of the Tohno family. If you do not understand your position better, it will be very troubling. Hey, that has nothing to do with this. Besides, you're now the successor to the Tohno family, so it doesn't really matter what I do. If you're so worried about the future of the Tohno family, you should go find a husband appropriate for the Tohno household. For some reason, Akiha descends into silence. What's wrong? Are you feeling alright, Akiha? It's nothing. If you have enough time to worry about me, please pay more attention to yourself. You have your chronic anemia to worry about, Nissan. Well, it is true I frequently collapse from anemia. Anyway, please do not leave the mansion by yourself often. Even without that, the city is dangerous recently. Someone like you who meanders about in a daze is just asking to be attacked by that serial killer. Serial killer? Oh, those serial killings. Those serial killings where 9 victims had been found. Their bodies were all drained of blood, so they call it the modern-day vampire, but... Oh, that's okay. Those incidents, they won't happen ever again. Huh? It means the vampire isn't around anymore. The killer is caught already. Is that so? Nissan, how do you know about that? Well, I just happened to see it, but for sure, such things will not happen again. Yeah, at least there won't be any more people killed by Nervenskar. Those past few days spent with ARCUEID. So many things happened, and I really can't say just what is right and what is wrong. But the simple truth remains. I can say it was all for the best. Nissan? What happened? You suddenly seem very happy. Akia looks strangely at my face. It's nothing. I just feel that it's finally over. A smile unconsciously creeps over my lips as I answer. It's 7:30. Shiki-san, breakfast is ready. Kohaku-san's cheerful voice rings out from the dining room. Well, I'll go eat breakfast. Isn't it almost time, Akia? Don't mind me and go ahead. Yes, I know, Nissan. Maybe it's because of our conversation, but Akia's in a good mood. It's weird to see her actually smiling. Rising from my seat, I head to the dining room. I really don't have an appetite. How come? Well, having white rice with something blood red all over it would make anyone lose their appetite. I shake my head. It's certainly just an illusion, and Kohaku-san's cooking looks excellent as always. Getting a hold of myself, I take a bite of the breakfast. I instantly spit it out. Akia looks at me questioningly as I came out of the dining room, so soon after I went in. Nissan, did you forget something? No, it's nothing. It's just something really trivial. Shiki-san doesn't seem to have an appetite this morning. He just throws anything he eats back up, so I got him to take some medicine. Eh? She said medicine, but it's really just vitamins. I had a bad dream last night. I should settle down in a bit, so I'll eat at school. I didn't say this to Kohaku-san, but to Akia's eyes telling me she wants to say something. So I'll head out soon. My head should clear up once I start walking to school. Wait, Nissan. Akia's voice comes from behind me. I'm going. I'll be back early today, so you can scold me then. Ignoring Akia's worried voice, I exit the mansion. Will he actually come back early today, though? Will he? Hisui walks with me to the gate carrying my bag. Well, I'll be going. Thanks for seeing me off, Hisui. Hisui wordlessly hands me my bag. Shiki-sama, around what time will you be returning? You don't trust me either? It's okay. I'll definitely be back in the afternoon. I understand. Then please be careful on your way. Hisui bows deeply, feeling a bit embarrassed about it. I leave the mansion's gate. At the intersection, there are only the figures of my fellow high school students. No young woman sitting on the guardrail like that one time. Well, of course. I probably won't ever see her again. First of all, her goal was to execute the vampire, and with Nervenskar gone, there's no reason for her to stay around here any longer. Just a little bit in my chest. Things like regret and lingering affection. It's true she only brought trouble, but even still, it was fun being with her. I think there must be something wrong with me. Even though I was in such danger the whole time, there's still a part of me that unconsciously tries to remember her. It's almost like I'm in love with her. No, you're in love with Ciel, or you will be. That's what this route is for. Even though I'd never want to be exposed to that kind of danger again. Because I skipped breakfast, I arrive at the front gate 10 minutes before it closes. Everyone who doesn't have club activities before school arrives at this time. The only clubs that meet in the morning are the sports clubs. So naturally, the entrance gets crowded with students. Ah, by the gate, I see a familiar figure. Not even knowing what I plan on doing, I chase after her. Oh, this is like before we'd be like, hey, did I see you last night by any chance? Ah, good morning, Tohno-kun. It's strange to meet you out here. Yeah, I saw you from behind, so I ran after you. There was something I wanted to ask. I sneak a look at her face. Yes, what is it? She faces me with her usual gentle smile. Alright. So we're gonna ask about last night, obviously. I gather up my courage and ask her about last night. Senpai? Last night, were you in the park? I thought I saw you wearing something like a black coat with your skirt flowing in the wind. What is that? Well, yeah, the high-laced boots suited you. I was kind of fascinated. You looked really cool. Huh? Senpai tilts her head. She frowns like she doesn't understand my words completely, and then denies it. I don't quite understand, but you're saying I was near your house 2 nights ago, looking like that? Yeah, Senpai, that was you, right? Wait, 2 nights ago? That was just last night, wasn't it? Oh, is this kind of like leftover from the previous? Because like we had this conversation in the first playthrough, right? Except I believe she showed up quite a bit later in the story, but I'm sure like that was just last night where that happened. Literally, that was day 4, right? And today is day 5. No way. Tohno-kun, are you saying I look like I really have that much free time? Senpai's really angry. She can't be playing ignorant or lying. No, and also it wasn't near my house, right? It was at the park, whereas before it was like, in the first playthrough, it was near my house when like the dude with the bandages attacked me. That was near my house. I just saw someone that looked like, okay, in the park last night. So, Senpai gives a sigh. Tohno-kun, that wasn't me. I don't have that kind of hobby. Yeah, I know. I just wanted to ask. Certainly after having her say that, she is right. Ciel Senpai and the person that night aren't related at all. To be fair, I skipped a lot of stuff, so maybe I saw her again? In the first place, Senpai's just a normal person, and if she was actually there, she had to have seen me kill that vampire with my knife. If she saw such a gruesome scene, there'd be no way she could talk with me normally like this. Sorry, please forget about it. I guess it was just someone else. That's fine, but did that person really look like me? That weird person? Well, I'm not too sure. It was dark and far away. Huh? Yeah, it was far and I couldn't make out her face. So why did I think it looked like Senpai? Maybe there is something wrong with me. Cross my arms and think. The 10-minute bell rings. Uh-oh, we'll be late. Well, bye, Senpai. See you later. Yeah, I'll come see you during lunchtime. I fly into my classroom. It's still 5 minutes before class, so it's very noisy inside. Whew. I take a breath and head to my seat. With this much time left, I didn't even need to run at all. Yo, Duke of Delinquency! From behind, I hear the voice I never look forward to. What's going on, Tohno? I never heard you were skipping class. It's a lot of trouble. You have to tell me when you skip school and go play. Arihiko says those preposterous words with an unbelievably happy expression. Why should I have to tell you when I don't go to school? Isn't it obvious? When you don't show, neither does Senpai, so it's bad unless I think of something ahead of time. What's bad for this guy? But seriously, what happened? Since middle school, you've had anemia, but you've never skipped school. Well, you did a cool trick several times, leaving as soon as you arrived. It's kind of like that. I made it to the intersection and felt bad, so I went back home. Huh, both you and Yumizuka seem to be acting like bad students. Okay, so this was brought up in the first playthrough, that girl student that we saw for like 5 seconds and then we never saw her again, and I'm assuming she was one of the victims of the vampire, but I don't think they ever confirmed that was the case. It's just like, oh, she just didn't show back up to school. Well, I'm guilty as charged, but is something wrong with Yumizuka-san? Her? She's been absent lately. She was always such an honors student, so I think she might have been stressed out, but I bet she can't call a raise because she has a bad hand. Arihiko's words are always very unique. While we're talking, the homeroom chime rings. Well, I'm off. Since you skipped Saturday, make sure you study hard today. Arihiko goes back to his seat. Fourth period ends and the class erupts into pandemonium all over again. The guys dash off to the cafeteria. The girls eat their lunches at their desks, and Inui Arihiko is carrying a sandwich and coming over to me. Yo, Tohno, lunch. What should I do? Since morning, I haven't really had an appetite. I don't feel hungry, so maybe I don't have to force myself to eat. If I eat, I might throw it up again and cause trouble. We will definitely not eat. I don't want to be throwing up. No, thank you. I won't. Skipping 2 meals won't kill me. What if that led to a bad end? I just, like, died of malnourishment? I'll pass. Do what you want. Seeing a vision of food with something red on it isn't something I want to do again. To be honest, I'm already feeling bad looking at Arihiko's sandwich, because there are many bright red tomatoes in it. What's this? You're becoming more and more unhealthy. Is your new lifestyle not suiting you that much? That might be it. They complain about me being late when I wake up at 7 o'clock, and curfews at 8 o'clock. If I spend the night somewhere without asking, they interrogate me afterwards. It's like a prison, right? Isn't that alright? It's a proper life. Early to bed and early to rise, right? You won't be able to grow up to be a good guy if you burn out when you're young. I agree, but you seem to lend to the argument more strength than anyone else can. As the ultimate counter-argument, that is. Oh yeah? You're pretty honest today. Alright, I'll split the sandwich with you. I said I didn't want to eat. Don't worry about me and eat. Lunch will end soon. Okay, down the hatch. Haruhiko holds his sandwich with both hands and begins to eat. And then... Hello everyone. Senpai comes in with something that looks like a boxed lunch. Maybe I'll be like, oh, I can have curry. Curry doesn't have red in it, usually. Oh? Senpai, I thought you always ate in the cafeteria. No, I don't have a set lunch routine. It just depends what mood I'm in. Senpai takes out a boxed lunch wrapped in a cute handkerchief, but it seems just a little too big for a girl. You mean you managed to get up early and make lunch this morning? Yeah, that's it. I managed to wake up before 7 this morning and... Wait a minute, what are you making me say, Tohno-kun? No, that's not what I meant, but Senpai, you're not a morning person? Eh? Yeah, I'm not good at waking up early. Yeah, because she's out all night, right? That makes sense. Senpai suddenly looks like a student being scolded by a teacher. My family owned a bakery, so we'd get up very early every morning. But I'm terrible in the morning. My father would always get angry when I was a kid. Okay, so it's not just the hunting vampire thing. So now we've learned that her family owns a bakery, okay. What? A bakery? Me and Haruhiko look at each other. He must be imagining the same thing I am. Ciel senpai kneading dough with those white fingers of hers and baking it. My daily battle with my father lasted 10 years, but in the end he gave up and told me working 2 people's worth is better than trying to train me. Since then, I can wake up when I want to. Ciel senpai sticks out her well-developed chest. Oh, is that so? I'm a little surprised. You seem so reliable. Yes, I try hard not to make mistakes in front of you, but really, I'm more of a clumsy person. Yeah, maybe she is a bit clumsy. Come to think of it, I really started to get close to Senpai when I saw her, an upperclassman all alone in the courtyard fixing those splints and helped her out. A really clumsy person would never do something that wouldn't benefit them in the least bit. I see, but I like people that are clumsy. I can relax better with them. Yep, Haruhiko agrees next to me. So, since you're not a morning person, you usually eat in the cafeteria? Yes, although I usually eat in the cafeteria, there are times when I make lunch. Aren't you two part of the cafeteria group? Nah, it depends on what mood we're in too. When we were freshmen, my sister made me something, but Tohno here would always eat in the cafeteria or buy bread, so I end up doing what he does. I see, so Tohno-kun is a person of many moods. Yeah, being with him will just drain you, so be careful, senpai. That's true, senpai agrees as she opens her lunch. The round box is half rice and half side dish. It's pretty much normal lunch, but it seems a little large. Then I'll start eating. Is it okay if I use this person's chair? A person who isn't here has their chair up for grabs. I'm sure Takata-kun will love for you to have his seat, senpai. Takata-kun is the guy who sits next to me. He's pretty plump, but a good guy. Sometimes he borrows money with a grace period which lasts about until the end of eternity. Senpai doesn't put her lunch on my desk, but puts it in her lap. Next to her, Haruhiko starts opening his second pack of bread while still standing up. Next to these two, I stare aimlessly out the window. Huh? Tohno-kun, are you not eating? No, I thought I'd skip today. Not eating? Won't that make you hungry? No, not really. I'm not hungry, and skipping lunch doesn't affect me that much. I don't know much about anemia, but I feel like, is that something that you should do? I feel like you shouldn't be skipping food, like if you're, like you should not be malnourished on top of anemic. Wow, that's amazing. If I skip a single meal, I can't function. I just collapse of hunger. It's a little embarrassing. I always eat more than most people, and I still get hungry. Not at all. Senpai, you've developed a lot more than other women. I'm sure you have a lot to maintain— Oh god, Haruhiko. I'm sure you have to eat a lot to maintain that large chest of yours. Yeah, Haruhiko speaks the truth. To tell the truth, we both want her to eat more and grow more. Is Senpai embarrassed or shy? She makes a face I don't quite understand. Well, I'm sure she's probably happy. But Tohno-kun, will you really be alright if you skip lunch? I'll be fine. Skipping meals during the day isn't that rare. I only don't eat breakfast, so I'll probably be fine until evening. Wow, Tohno-kun, your body will break down with that kind of lifestyle. It won't break. This is more of a mental restriction. Well, thanks to an accident long ago, my doctor told me it wasn't good to gain weight. So, oh, okay, so it's better for me to skip meals once in a while. Huh, I guess even guys still think about their diet after all. Senpai looks up at me for some reason, and after thinking a little bit, closes her lunch. Oh, I just remembered I had something to do, so excuse me. Gathering up her things quickly, she disappears like the wind. Ah, how cute, Arahiko comments on Senpai regretfully while watching her leave. After class, the room quickly fills with the gloom of dusk. The sun is sinking below the horizon. There is no one else in the classroom. I'm the only one who likes sitting here and doing nothing. The room is painted red. I don't like watching the sunset. It makes me think of blood and reminds me of the events in the past few days. It's like interesting in this playthrough, he actually seems to have developed some like PTSD from the first one. It felt like he was just taking everything in stride way too easily. With this one, it actually seems like it's affecting him. Still, I don't particularly feel like going back home. I stare blankly out to the window. Red, red sunset. Ow, the old wound on my chest hurts. The color red, something red, such as human blood. Lots of blood, sticky with a strong smell. Yeah, like this, especially the moment in the hotel in the first playthrough, like he kind of just shook that off within like a day. It hurts. My glasses are on, but my head hurts. Why? Throbbing pain. My head. Why? My head. Why? Throb. Why? I start to pant heavily. My breathing is ragged. I'm horribly getting worked up. I'm irritated. There's something I can't stand, and I can't calm down unless I take it out on something. Is it Tohno-kun? Senpai? Senpai has a very serious look on her face as she enters the room. I just heard a sound like someone knocking over desks. Was that you, Tohno-kun? Eh? I turn around. Indeed, desks are strewn about and chairs overturned everywhere. Okay, so like he's losing control a little bit. I mean, we saw it in the last playthrough in some not-so-nice ways. Yeah, it seems so. I guess I got a little irritated for no reason. As long as he takes it out on furniture and not women this time, we'll see. Did I really do this? Geez, you can't do that. I don't know what happened, but you shouldn't take it out on things. Better than people. Senpai starts to straighten out the desks and the chairs. I wordlessly do so too. Sorry, I don't quite know myself. Huh, Tohno-kun, you're acting weird. You were spaced out in the rain in that time, and today you spaced out in the middle of all these jumbled desks. Yeah, I'm tired, and it's making me act weird. I take a deep breath. Is it because I saw Senpai's face? The headache and irritation I had before vanishes like it was never there. I'm sorry, I've caused you trouble again. I'll head out now, so see you tomorrow. Tohno-kun, are you going back now? Yeah, I nod. As if nothing has just happened before, she gives me a hearty smile. What a coincidence. I was just thinking I should go back too. Since it happens to work out, can I go back with you? No, I really appreciate the offer, but isn't your house in the opposite direction? We can't exactly walk back together. I know, so we'll be together until the gate. Well, in that case, my pleasure. Yes, I have to get my things, so please wait a minute. With light footsteps, Senpai runs out of the room. It really was only a minute till she came back. Thanks for waiting. Now then, let's go. She really is cheerful. How should I say this? Just seeing her drives away the clouded feelings I had earlier. Having such a great person ask me to come with her, I ought to be punished if I were still gloomy. Okay, let's go, but it's a pretty short trip to the front gate. Ah, that's right. We'll have to go as slow as possible to make it worth it. Senpai starts to walk. Following her, I leave the darkening classroom behind me. I walk through the hallway bathed in sunset with Senpai. While talking about pointless things, we walk as slowly as possible. There's such a wonderful atmosphere here. Thinking back, I spent the night in Senpai's room. Back then, my mind was filled with the fact I killed someone, and after that, I forgot about it when I was with ARCUEID. If it wasn't for that one night, I don't think I'd be here today as I am now. She doesn't bring it up, but I wonder what she thinks about that night. Did it feel like she was just lending a hand to a depressed lower-classman? Like picking up an abandoned puppy cast out in the rain? Senpai, yes? Senpai looks over to me. Right when I was about to ask her about that night. Guru, my stomach interrupts, growling audibly. No, not growling. It's more like a roar. The silence is a bit uncomfortable. Tohno-kun, it seems like you're hungry. I guess so. Jeez. Do I get hungry even when I don't have an appetite? I let out a sigh. Looking at me, Senpai smiles. Of course, being human means you have to eat to live. No doubt. Come to think of it, I'm really starving. I hadn't realized it, but skipping breakfast and lunch really did take quite a bit out of me. I don't think I can last until dinner, so I should buy some bread on the way back. Tohno-kun, here. Senpai presents me a pouch of cloth she's holding. I think it's her lunch. It's partly eaten, but is that okay? Blushing a bit, Senpai says this embarrassedly. That's right, Senpai only ate half of her lunch today. Finishing someone else's half-eaten lunch is a little embarrassing. Alright. Yeah, I'll take it. Never mind that and just eat. I believe kindness should always be accepted. Oh, what am I doing? I went back by accident, sorry about that. I'll take it. I'm hungry, so if you don't mind, I'll eat it. Yeah, even if it's a bit past the expiration date, I wouldn't mind. Then let's go to the tea ceremony room. If we go there, I can get you some tea. Senpai trots off down the hallway. Thanks for the meal. I bring my hands together briefly and start to dig into Senpai's lunch. Munch, munch. I eat without restraint while Senpai stares at me. Munch, 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 munch. I gulp some tea. Senpai keeps watching me. Does it taste good? It's cold and not very good. I think that comment was a little too honest myself, but it's my personality, so I can't change it. Senpai gives a small laugh as she looks directly into my eyes. Tohno-kun, you have quite a philosophical outlook. She says this kindly. Huh? I don't get you, Senpai. Saying something like that all of a sudden? But it's true. Normally, people wouldn't eat another person's half-eaten lunch like that. But you don't seem to mind what others think of you, do you? Really? I'm not that self-conscious. I just live honestly. But if living life without caring what other people think is philosophical, then this person is much more of a philosopher than I am. If it were me, I could never mend the splints in the courtyard that everyone else ignores all by myself. In my opinion, I think you're more philosophical than I am, Senpai. You're always living at your own pace. It feels good just to watch. I speak openly. Of course it was a compliment, but Senpai just says, "Oh, I see," and slumps in disappointment. Senpai? Did I say something bad? Yes, because normally that's what they'd call an old spinster. I'm a girl, so hearing that's a shock. Huh, for Senpai, that must mean she's acting old rather than being philosophical. Oh yeah? So does that mean I'm acting like an old man now? Well, excuse me, I'm just a high school student bravely facing the dangers of life. But you can't deny it, because a sitting cushion and a cup of tea really suits you. Always calm, you seem like a retired man. Senpai giggles. I wanted to hear I was more like a guy that looks good in Japanese clothing, but if Senpai says a retired man, then maybe that isn't a bad thing. Oh, well then, fellow old-timer, how about we have a long chat over a cup of tea? I'd love to keep you company, Shiki-san. With a beaming smile, Senpai pours some tea into my teacup. An hour passes. We talk together until 5:30, then we walk out of the gate before it closes and go our separate ways at the intersection. I head up the road and draw near the mansion. After a little more walking, I see Hisui standing by herself at the front gate. I wonder what she's doing. Tilting my head to the side, I head for the front gate. Hisui realizes I'm here and bows her head. Welcome back, Shiki-sama. Yeah, thanks, Hisui. I can barely reply since I'm bewildered by the respectfulness of it all. Were you waiting for me to come home? Yes, greeting the master is a servant's duty. Answering very matter-of-factly, she doesn't even bat an eyelash. Hisui, I'm truly happy you waited to greet me, but there's really no need to wait outside. I'll come back on my own, so you can just greet me whenever you realize I'm back. Hisui's face clouds slightly. Oh, maybe she was waiting for me to return like this on Saturday and Sunday. Hisui, I understand. Starting from tomorrow, I'll await your return in the lobby. Hisui gives a quick bow and opens the mansion gate. She turns around as she does so. For some reason, the atmosphere isn't exactly conducive to conversation. Hisui closes the gate after I pass through, then she silently walks to the entrance to open the door and leads me into the lobby. I get to my room. Akiya isn't back yet from her lessons. Kohaku-san is preparing dinner, and Hisui's cleaning the mansion. Geez, there's nothing to do. Well, there's quite a mountain of studying, reviewing, and memorizing a student like me has to do. But I just don't feel like doing anything. Suddenly, ARCUEID's face flashes in my mind. Whether good or bad, it's probably just a reaction to the crazy 2 days I just had. Perhaps spacing out here in my room will be good, giving my mind and heart a break. After eating dinner by myself in the large dining room, Kohaku-san treats my wounds, and I go back to my room. Akiya didn't make it back in time for dinner. Her lesson was apparently going to last a while, so she was going to eat away from home. It's past 10 at night now. It's a bit too early, but since I'm exhausted, I should sleep early tonight. Okay, so here we are to the H scene again. Now, I did, for the first time I did this, maybe I shouldn't have done all of them. I should have realized the fact that, oh wait, they're going to be, you know, each one of these, depending on which route I take, you know, I should pick the girl based on, like, which route I'm doing. So I'll put it in again. Obviously, this is going to be Ciel's, but I have done all of these already. But apparently they said there's 2 extra choices that give more CGs, only appear if you've already cleared at least one ending. Because I had all of these last time, I believe, but we're going to pick Ciel, and maybe there'll be some extra content, so we'll see. Obviously, for YouTube, I'll have to skip this because it is an H scene. Shameless plug, if you want to see it, it will be on my Patreon. Ciel-senpai, perhaps? It's dumb. I could never be senpai. Good evening, Tohno-kun. Eh? I jump up in bed. Senpai? Yes, I wanted to see you, so I came. Senpai says this with a smile, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. You came to see me? No way. But it's happening. In reality, I'm here right now. That's why I'm saying this isn't real. It's already this late. This is my room, so it's not a place where you could just come in. It's all possible, because this is a dream. Eh? A dream? Huh? A dream. Senpai? Yes, this is a dream you're seeing. Let's think of it that way. Senpai smiles. Senpai is her usual self, but I feel there's something incredibly wrong with her. Her eyes, normally full of kindness, now look like they're planning something. Her polite words are rather making me uneasy. No, what's most strange is the situation where Senpai is in my room. I steal a glance at the clock. It's still past 3 o'clock in the morning. Such a thing. No, there can't be such a realistic dream. I get up from the bed. I try to walk towards Senpai, who's in the middle of my room. Huh? My legs. My legs won't move. That won't do, moving on your own like that. Please stay there, Tohno-kun. Please stay here. Hold on, Senpai. My legs, why won't they move? It's obviously because this is a dream. Tohno-kun, do you still not believe me? As if shocked, she raises her shoulders. But I'm the one who's shocked. A dream? Please stop fooling around. Why in the world are you in my room at this hour, Senpai? Do you need to ask? There's only one reason for a girl to come to a boy's room, you know? Blushing, she gives a smile loaded with meaning. Only one, Senpai? That's not to make some delicious food or to play a card game, so... Yes, let's do something dirty. With her normal carefree tone, Senpai says something outrageous. Hey, what are you saying, Senpai? Why are you thinking like that all of a sudden? I wildly wave my hands in the air as I blush furiously. I don't know how the situation came about, but there's something definitely wrong with what Senpai's saying. First of all, she's my senpai. We're not lovers or anything. We're more like friends, and I really am happy for her to say that, but I'm mad at myself for thinking that way, and... Oh, enough already. Isn't this strange? Why would you say such a thing to me? Senpai sighs. I understand you don't want to because it's me. No, that's not it. Well, I mean, that is it. But isn't this odd? To me, you're an important confidant, and I think our friendship had nothing to do with love. And I was thinking it'd be great if all 3 of us, including Arihiko, could have fun together. So, even if this is a dream, there's something wrong with this. Oh, I see. I understand what you mean. Senpai looks away from me. My legs that could not move before can move. I don't know why they weren't moving earlier, but I can now get Senpai out of the house. Tohno-kun. Senpai's voice is sharp and unthinkably strict. Yes? I've decided. I will be more mean. He grins. Senpai takes a step towards me. Hey, senpai, stop fooling around. I'm not fooling around. Isn't this what fooling around would be? She snaps her fingers. At that instant, I suddenly fall back on my bed. What? What's going on? Both my hands are behind my back. Something like a leather belt ties them together. Both my ankles are also tied with a belt, and I can't move at all. Why is this happening all of a sudden? This is a dream, so doing this is a piece of cake. What? I strain my arms, trying to break free. The belt groans under the stress, but it doesn't even seem like it'll come off. What are these, chains? These facts are suddenly weighing down on me. It looks like my hands and feet cannot be freed. The Ciel senpai before me is not like her usual self. I don't feel like I'm in any danger, but I feel really uneasy. Let's do something dirty, senpai said that. To have her say that in a room at night with the two of us, it's more strange not to be excited. In reality, my heart is pounding so hard it feels like it will explode. But there's still something wrong. It feels like there's something wrong to do such a thing with senpai. I don't care about anything now. My mouth isn't gagged, so if I shout, Hisui would probably come. That won't do. If you shout, won't someone come here? And if they do, what would you tell them? Senpai gets on the bed. The bed creaks under the weight of two people. And then the sound of a ribbon being untied. What? Without time to stop her. No, my thought to stop her was probably beat by my desire to see it. And then... Okay, so it looks like there's nothing new there, so we are just moving right along to day 6. Morning? I dazedly open my eyes. Sunshine pours in from the window, enveloping the room with a warm atmosphere. I stare down at my hands. They're a little sweaty. My body's drenched in sweat as well, as if last night was incredibly hot. What's more, I'm panting heavily. Alright, I need to calm down. First, I catch my breath and close my eyes. This is my room. It's before 7 in the morning. I'm the only one here, and of course, senpai's nowhere to be found. Just as she said, it was all a dream. Yeah, I know it was a dream. Now that I'm calm, I know she wouldn't ever do anything like that. Then that means what happened last night was not real. I let out a deep breath. All the same, I definitely still feel vestiges of her touch lingering on my body, like the sensation of her breasts as she embraced me from behind in her underwear, and her dancing fingers on my ass. I know it was a dream, but it felt too real. It made me think it was real. All the same, it's gotta be a dream. I can't tell if that's something I should be happy or disappointed about, but it's all just my imagination anyway. But why? Why did I see that kind of dream? I know senpai's my important friend, but does having a dream like that mean I see her as a woman too? Just thinking of it, the overly real memory of her skin rushes back. To make sure I'm not still dreaming, I hug myself. Yeah, this is definitely real. Her skin was so fundamentally different from a guy's skin like this. So soft, so warm, and she was really mean. Just thinking about it makes my breath go wild. Well, maybe I went through a lot of bad things, but it's true that it did feel exceedingly good. I should feel a little guilty dreaming about doing that to senpai, but I recall the dream and just sit there thinking about it. But then... Shiki-sama. Wah! I flail around off my bed as if trying to escape. No, in fact, I was trying to escape, but it just ended up with me landing on the floor in the sheets. Or with the sheets. Hisui? How long have you been there? Since before you awoke, Shiki-sama. She speaks with her usual lack of expression. Still lying on the floor, tangled in the sheets and unable to stand. I look up at her face. Before I woke up? Then that means... Hisui saw my face when I was having that dream? My face turns deep red. She just stands there, expressionless as usual, and makes no attempt to speak. Did I look strange? I do not wish to describe it. I knew it. I must have looked really weird. But if you insist, Shiki-sama, I can't describe as accurately as I can. No, you don't have to do that. My face still flushed. I speak in a fading voice. Hisui-san? I give a cough to clear the silence. Adding san to her name is a clear sign of my vulnerability. What is it, Shiki-sama? I'm going to change, so would you mind waiting outside? Or rather, I'm so embarrassed I just want her to leave. But Hisui doesn't obey today, of all days. Once I can confirm you're awake, I'll leave the room, Shiki-sama. Huh? Is she joking? Why does she think I'm covering myself up in these sheets? It's to hide something that's still standing. I'm fine, so please leave. I can get up, and I won't go back to sleep. I'll change, and I'll go to the sitting room as soon as you leave. Shiki-sama, are you hurt and unable to stand? Hisui approaches me out of worry. No, that's not it. I'm standing. I mean, I can stand, so don't worry about it. I crawl, pulling my sheets like a slug, and gain some distance from her. Using the bed as a barrier, I get far enough away. Then please excuse me. I'll prepare your breakfast, so please come after you change. She's got to be suspicious, but she bows and leaves the room. I was so surprised. The contents of my dream were surprising enough, but knowing Hisui saw me while I was dreaming is very troubling. Or is it my own fault for having that kind of dream about Senpai? I guess it is my fault. With a good person like Senpai, why did I have a dream like that? I give a sigh of self-loathing, but I can tell I won't forget that dream anytime soon. After calming down sufficiently, I head to the sitting room. As usual, Akia's sitting on the sofa, elegantly sipping tea. Good morning, Nissan. You're certainly up early this morning. She must be happy I woke up because she greets me with a smile. Yeah, good morning. There were, well, a lot of things going on this morning. As soon as I say that, I suddenly recall the memory of Senpai's tongue. This isn't good. I can tell my face is blushing beyond my control. God, this is gonna be so awkward when I eventually do the Akiya route. Ugh, God. Yeah, like I said, not looking forward to that one. At least this aspect of it. Nissan? A brief clamor. What's wrong? Your face is red. Do you have a fever? Rushing over to me, she looks up at me from below, but in doing so, from this angle, Akiya sighs. You do seem to have a fever. Kohaku, come quickly. Nissan doesn't seem to be well. Akiya calls out to the dining room. Kohaku-san has to be preparing my breakfast in the kitchen. I'm fine. It's just a minor cold, so don't worry. If it's a cold, then I can't let it go by. For you, a trivial illness is a big deal. Strength of your immune system is much lower than most people's. Akiya seems to be fed up and puts her hand on my forehead. The sensation of her cool, delicate hand. This isn't good. This isn't good at all, so I break loose and run out to the lobby. Footsteps echo as I dash off. Shiki-sama, have you finished your breakfast already? No, that's not it, but where's my bag? I have your bag here. Are you already going to school? Nodding, I snatch my bag from her. I'm going. Don't worry about seeing me off. Nissan, you've been acting strange. What are you doing with a fever like that? Geez, I told you it's nothing. Since it's nothing, I'm going to school. I'll have breakfast later, so leave me alone. Leave you alone? Hey, Nissan. The sound of my fleeing footsteps is my only response. Even if it is Akiya, she wouldn't chase me this far. Since we're not kids anymore, she won't stop me from going to school. Whew. I take a deep breath, and I'm finally able to calm down. What am I running away for? Once I calm down, I can think clearly. I didn't do anything wrong, so there was no need for me to run away like that. I don't believe it. I look like a complete idiot. But to go back to the mansion to eat breakfast sounds more dumb. To school, then? Letting out a sigh, I go downhill along the residential street. Okay, so, I skipped ahead. I don't know. I'm assuming this is something about Senpai, so, an opening, I'll surprise her from behind. That sounds bad, especially considering, you know, the dream he just had about her. Senpai's glancing all around the hallway. I don't know if she's looking for someone or someone, but she looks really suspicious. Hee. I get the sudden irresistible urge. Senpai's always taking everything at her own pace. I think I can respond sometimes to balance things out. Senpai seriously searching for something. I sneak up behind her. Luckily, Senpai doesn't sense me at all. Here goes. Boo! I grab her from behind, but... before I know it, I'm lying on the ground. Oh, Tohno-kun? Senpai sounds worried. Yeah, it's me, Senpai. Jeez, don't surprise me like that. I reflexively got away, but are you alright? Eh? I'm fine. I just tripped. I stand up. I guess the strange looks from all the other students in the hallway are to be expected. Ow, 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 ow. Man, I think I hit my hip. I guess I shouldn't pull pranks like that. Regret. Exactly. I think I overdid it, but since it was your fault, I will not apologize. I know. I'm sorry, senpai. I interrupted your search. Well, this mischievous boy will now go back to his classroom. Rubbing my butt, I start to head to class. Oh, wait, Tono-kun. Can you stand there as punishment? Stand here as punishment? As usual, she says something strange. Sure, what is it? Just don't move, please. Like yesterday, she starts sniffing me again. Senpai? Ah, having her stare right at me like this makes me remember my dream. Tono-kun? What's wrong? Your face is turning red. It's nothing. Just, I had a bad dream. I don't feel very well. I think I'm honest as I don't say I don't feel bad at all. Tono-kun? She looks at me with a very serious expression. Senpai? I'm perplexed. I feel as if she's reading my mind, and I remember more and more of last night's dream. Tono-kun, you said you had a bad dream. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything, and it's none of your business. Don't worry about it. And I'm asking you what you're doing. It is my business. Tono-kun, you didn't sleep well last night, did you? Eh? Well, she is right, but... Senpai, how do you know about that? Because your face is all red. I don't know if you're sick, but you don't look well, Tono-kun. Oh, I see. I was surprised for a moment there. She guessed right about last night, so I thought... About this dream, Tono-kun. Please, tell me what kind of dream it was. Senpai asks me again. She hasn't given up. Fine, it's not a big deal, really. Just, you were in it, a little. I answer reluctantly. All of a sudden. I was in it. Senpai gets mad. Senpai? Senpai quickly takes a step away and stares at me. Senpai looks like she wants to say something more, but she just gives a quick bow and runs away. I tilt my head in confusion. Then the homeroom bell echoes through the hallway. At lunch break, that guy who didn't even show up for a single class arrives. Yo, Tono, food, let's get some food. He's happy about something, being even more energetic than usual. Of course, food, but you seem to be in a great mood. Did something happen, Arihiko? Yup, I just asked Senpai she wants to eat lunch together, and she refused. That's odd. Senpai must be referring to Ciel Senpai, but this guy seems to be happy when his offer's refused. Arihiko, you have that sort of taste? No, I'm not finished. So I asked Senpai why not, and she said, if Tono-kun's there, I don't want to come. Isn't that great, Tono? That's odd. Why have I been friends with this guy since middle school? Oh man, she really hates you, Tono. A rival's loss is my gain, so I'll treat you to lunch today. Arihiko happily slaps my back. Well, I'm happy you're treating me, but Senpai was angry at me? Well, after she asked, will Tono-kun be with us, and I nodded, her face turned all red. As soon as she heard your name, her face probably burned with anger. Probably. Isn't that a bit different, Arihiko? Maybe, maybe not. Arihiko's story can't be trusted. Certainly, Senpai did seem angry this morning, but I don't know why she would be. No way, she couldn't have realized what kind of dream I had. She could figure that out from that one conversation. She'd make a great detective. Hey, stop whining and let's go, Tono. There's only seats enough for half the people using the cafeteria. No, Okay, so we're choosing... Even if she hates me, I will go see Senpai. I'll pass. I'm going to buy some bread and eat by myself. Really? Then I'll go ahead. Arihiko goes off to the cafeteria. Well then, I also get out of my chair and head over to the tea club room, where Senpai may be. Man, I am really flying through these days. I'm probably going to finish day 6 today. That's wild. Like, I'll be almost halfway through. I stand before the tea ceremony room. Of course, I brought some food for myself before I came. Knock, knock. I tap on the door. I hear some scuffling inside and sense a person on the other side. Yes, who is it? I can hear Senpai's voice through the door. It's me. Senpai, would you like to eat lunch with me? There's no answer. Senpai, I said lunch. You'd be like, I brought you curry. I'm not eating with you, Tono-kun. That voice doesn't sound happy at all. I'm not sure what to do. I have some curry bread. I pull out my secret weapon. Tono-kun, do you think I can just be bought with food? Senpai shouts from the other side. Maybe this less than 100 yen bread didn't work. Geez, I think trying to barge in would make her more angry, so I guess I should just go back. And then Well, I guess I'll have some. She opens the door and stands in front of me. Senpai? Come to think of it, I shouldn't be taking this out on you, Tono-kun. Turning away a guest that came here would be a little rude. With a red face, she mumbles something like an excuse. Senpai, does that mean we can eat lunch together? I don't mind if you take it that way. If you like this room that much, then please come in. Senpai goes into the tea ceremony room. Following behind her, I walk inside. I start to eat lunch with Senpai. Even though I got the impression she was in a bad mood from Arihiko and her reaction back then, it certainly doesn't seem that way. Senpai, I heard this from Arihiko, but you're angry at me? How come? No, I'm not really angry at you. It's more like an indirect thing. Maybe it's more your insensitivity? Wait a sec, Senpai. You're normally a hard person to understand, but today you're even more so. If you're angry at my insensitivity, that's fine, but what do you mean by maybe? Senpai, you don't understand how you feel? She sighs. I'm a little unsure. I'm not usually concerned with myself. Senpai almost sounds apologetic. Probably, I don't like myself. Senpai? Senpai sits in silence without looking at me. After a short moment of silence, she suddenly glares at me. More importantly, Tono-kun? Yes? Straightening up, I look back into her eyes, since I know she's about to begin a very serious conversation. What is it, Senpai? Can I have that curry bread? What's with this all of a sudden? Didn't you just say you wouldn't be bought by food? That's a different matter. Tono-kun, are you trying to take back what you said earlier? Senpai is really angry. It was just a joke from me, but I guess she took it very seriously. Yes, I understand. Please accept this, Your Highness. I hand over the curry bread. Giving that up, I only have some sausage bread left. Yay! Senpai happily takes it from me. Is she a kid or something? Then I'll give you some of this hamburger. Here you go, Senpai says as she gives me half of it from her lunch. I think the difference in the barter exchange rate was a little high. After we finish our meals, we pass the time while sipping tea. A perfectly tranquil passing of time. It seems like she's not conscious of my presence, and I'm not especially conscious of her presence either. Just a calmness. Like two friends of the same gender, we pass the remaining break time like this. Hey, Tono-kun. Yes? What is it, Senpai? I've been thinking about this for a while, but your glasses aren't used to correct your vision, right? Wow, you're amazing, Senpai. Bullseye. They're just for show. I knew it, Senpai nods. Tono-kun, can I ask you a favor? Senpai looks expectantly at my eyes. Not so much my eyes, but my glasses. Just once. Could you take them off? That would be troubling. Taking these glasses off means I would see those lines, and more importantly, I don't want to see the death of this person close to me. I can't do it. Unfortunately, I've never taken these off in front of others. It's kind of like a vow, so I'll reject your request. I answer clearly. Senpai slumps disappointedly. Huh, if you say so, then I guess it's not possible. Yes, because these last 8 years, I've never taken them off in front of other people, but... That's right. That ended with these eyes. I saw the death of many, many things. Well, where are we now? Tono-kun? That was weird. It's like we went, whoa, that was weird. It's like a... I could be reading too much into that, but it almost looked like an old, like a Victorian village or something, like maybe a place ARCUEID could have been, you know, because she grew up like in a castle. Yeah, what is it, Senpai? What do you mean, what is it? Suddenly spacing out like that. Lunch break is almost over, you know? Oh, that's true. I thought we had about 10 more minutes. Yes, we did have 10 minutes, but you were just spaced out for that long. Senpai gathers up the cups. Huh? Was it really 10 minutes? Well, I'm still tilting my head in curiosity. I help Senpai tidy up the tea ceremony room and then leave. Classes end again with plenty of time to spare. Alright, so we're going to go to the tea ceremony room. Apparently we can't stay away from there. Yeah, it feels like ARCUEID's going to be kind of she's going to be a bit of like a side character in this one. I hurry to the tea ceremony room. Senpai has her hand on the door as I arrive. Senpai. Ah, Tono-kun. Are you going home now? No, I thought I'd talk with you a little bit. You're going to have some tea now, right? I was thinking of joining you. No, I'm going home now. I have something to do, and this month club funding is getting a little low. Ah, I see. All those tea snacks were bought with club money. Maybe she's like, hint, hint, Mr. Rich boy up in your mansion. Maybe you could give a little bit of money, donate for all of the supplies you keep taking. But come to think of it, a club that can buy snacks with its own funds has to be wonderful. So I can't keep you company. Tohno-kun, do you have any plans after this? Me? No, not anymore. Well then, care to walk with me to the front gate? Yeah, it would be my pleasure. Senpai grins and nods and walks by my side. We decide to walk together for 5 minutes to the school gate. Without any serious talk between us, we arrive at the school gate. Well then, see you tomorrow, Senpai. Raising one hand, I start off down the road in the opposite direction from her. Oh, please wait. I have something I wanted to ask you, Tohno-kun. What is it? Yesterday, you said there was someone that looked like me. I kinda got curious, so I wanted to hear a bit more about it. Her eyes burn with curiosity, but to me, that's not something I really want to recall. I'm sorry, I don't really want to talk about it. It was just a mistake I made, so it's okay. I look away from Senpai as I gave a vague excuse. Is that so? Senpai quickly ends her questioning. But you saw that person late at night, right? Tohno-kun, I think walking around late at night like that is pretty dangerous. Oh, that's her like, hey, I'm not gonna say it was me, but you should probably stay home. Without actually admitting that it's her. Those serial killings have been continuing, you know? Oh, is he gonna be like, no, they should be done now? She'd be like, and why do you think that? If you meet that serial killer, that'd be terrible, wouldn't it? Senpai, you're worried about me walking out late at night? Yes, you're a good person, so you're the type that'll get easily tricked and put in danger. Senpai looks like she's seriously worried. Yes, her concern makes me extremely happy. Thanks, Senpai. But it's alright, the one behind those incidents is gone. Eh? Gone? What do you mean? Crap, Nervenskir's a secret between me and ARCUEID. I can't talk to Senpai about it, and besides, it's no use telling her about it. Yeah, that's right. It's dangerous to walk around at night, really. Anyway, from now on, please stop walking around at night. You're a good student. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure about being a good student, but I won't play around at night anymore, like you say. Senpai stares at me. Does she not believe me? She doesn't seem convinced. I get it, then, I promise. I stick out a hand. Senpai, I owe you one for that time, so I'll do as you ask. So, it's a promise. You wanna shake hands? Yeah, we're a bit too old for pinky promises, so we'll shake hands. After standing there a bit perplexed, Senpai takes my outstretched hand. I understand. It's a promise, Tohno-kun. She shakes my hand up and down. Well then, goodbye. Let's meet again at school tomorrow. Wrapped up in the sunset, Senpai disappears. After watching her go, I decide to head home too. I walk up the road and back to the mansion. It's not quite 6 o'clock yet. There's still an hour until dinner, so I'll kill some time in my room. Dinner is over, and it's now nighttime. A rare event, Akiya, Kohaku-san, and Hisui are all in the sitting room, so I join them for some after-meal tea. Is that so? I like the second one rather than the first one. I think the taste is more refined. It's a difficult choice. The difference in taste is great, but everyone handles the different concentrations in various ways. But Kohaku, you like Japanese tea better, right? I think Hisui prefers English tea. Hisui-chan does not mind blands that much. She may look sensitive, but Hisui-chan is... Nissan? Sensitive, like she looks. See, there isn't anything she can't do, like cleaning or sewing, Shiki-san. Kohaku-san suddenly engages me in conversation. Hisui's glance seems somewhat scary, too. Why are you suddenly telling me that, Kohaku-san? Because Hisui-chan's your servant. You surely know about her sensitivities, right? Well, I quickly look over at Hisui. Hisui stands there quietly with something like an air of attack around her. No, I don't think she's that sensitive. She takes care of things quickly, even when I mess something up. And she doesn't get angry like someone else when I come home late. Nissan, don't you know it's perfectly natural for someone who breaks curfew to be scolded? I know, but isn't 8 o'clock a bit too early? I'm not a little kid, so make it like 10 o'clock from now on. I refuse. You don't have any reason to stay out that late anyway. It's not like you have a cram school or a club to attend. Huh, I can't really rebut her when she brings that up. Someone free like me coming home late means I'm out playing around. Shiki-san, it is as Akiha-sama says. It's dangerous out there recently, so please don't go out at night, okay? Dangerous? You mean those serial killings? Yes, Kohaku-san nods. It almost makes me laugh. The one doing that, Ravensker, is no more, but the only ones who know that are me and ARCUEID, and other people are still frightened about the shadows of the dead killer. This morning, they found another victim in the shopping district. That's the 11th victim, you know? The 11th victim. Wow, 11th? Oh, he's gonna be like, wait, that's amazing. That's a baseball tee. Wait a minute. Kohaku-san? Yes. What you just said, is that true? Yeah, it's true. It was in this morning's news. It seems like it happened last night, but just like all the others, all the blood was drained completely. What? That's weird, because Ravensker's dead. How can someone who died 2 days ago kill someone the day after? No way. Did he not die? No, that's definitely not it. Oh, I guess it was 2 days ago. I guess I'm all messed up. I thought that... Okay, never mind. I thought that it just happened yesterday. That's definitely not it. He definitely died. So how come... That was 2 days ago. Yeah, it was day 4. We're on day 6 now. Then maybe, if the vampire roaming the streets disappeared, but these incidents are still happening, then the only vampire left in the city is her. Ooh, I wonder if this will be one where, I think that Ciel knows that ARCUEID, she's the capability of, you know, becoming that kind of vampire. But it'd be wild if Ciel actually kind of like was whispering in my ear about how like ARCUEID's not to be trusted and then we end up fighting against her. I don't think that's gonna happen, but that'd be crazy. Good night, Shiki-sama. Yeah, good night, Hisui. The door shuts softly and I'm left in the room alone. Another victim appeared. Another victim killed by a vampire. It can't be ARCUEID, right? She said she doesn't suck blood. And more than that, I don't think anyone who acts that human could do that. I only spent 2 days with her, but I can't believe she'd do anything bad. I wonder if he's going to be like, I'm going to go track her down and ask her in person. With her prettiness, her great smiling face, she can't suck someone's blood and discard them on the street. But there's been another dead body found. I should just meet her yet once more and ask her about it. Saying that aloud, I quickly act on it. I take the knife I used to fight Ravensker and sneak quietly out of the mansion. Going out into the street, I start to search for ARCUEID. My lungs feel like they're going to burst. I stop running and catch my breath. My body, which was running non-stop until now, wheezes to try and suck in more oxygen. My panting fills the air. This is no good. I can't find her. I ran down the streets into her place, but I still couldn't find her. That ARCUEID. She's always around when you don't need her, but when you try to find her... I speak those words selfishly. It's been 4 hours. It's almost midnight, but I still don't see ARCUEID anywhere. For some reason, I thought optimistically that I'd find her easily once I started looking for her. I want to see her, and when we last parted, she said, "See you later." Shit, where did you go, ARCUEID? For some reason, I'm getting very annoyed. I keep thinking I'll see her soon, but I don't. This is killing me. I thought we'd see each other again. What is that? It's like I'm in love with her, but that's... Oh, so yeah, so he's seeing flashes of like, he should not know what she looked like. I was thinking, I was like, what if I am like secretly from somehow, I have memories of a time I couldn't possibly have been alive if I am actually me, but I also am not me. I've taken the name of somebody else. So who am I actually, right? That's stupid. Forcing a grim smile, I shake that thought from my mind. We'll check out the park, and if I don't see her there, I'll go back. Taking a deep breath, I walk to the park. 2 nights ago, the park where so much happened. The park where I parted with ARCUEID. There's something different about the park. The lampposts are off. The lampposts throughout the park are all turned off. The moonlit park seems more solitary than usual. Is it a power outage? I look around me. Outside the park, the lights are all still working. The only lamps not working are within the park itself. Clang. Oh, that's Ciel. What was that just now? I can hear something. The clamor sounds like it's coming from a fight. I'm curious. There's no basis for it, but this late at night, if there's any sort of trouble going on, I think it has to involve her. Oh shit, are ARCUEID and Ciel fighting right now? Alright, trying as hard as I can to be silent, I head toward the source of the sound. I can see two figures facing off. Someone is wearing dark black garments and I can't tell who it is, but, yep, I can easily tell the other one. White garments, and golden hair that can easily be spotted even just in the moonlight. ARCUEID. She's being attacked by this black human shape. The black human shadow is carrying something like a sword. And it isn't something like a simple fight. Sword in hand, it jumps towards ARCUEID. She deflects the blade coming in towards her chest with her hand and lightly contacts the chest of the black the black shape. In the next instant, the sword-wielding shape flies through the air like a soccer ball. Thump, roll, roll, roll. Falling down on the brick pathway in the park, it keeps rolling as if easing the fall. No, to be more accurate, it rolls right towards me. It's dark and I can't tell, but in front of me, the shape stops rolling and regains its feet. Kuh. A sharp, cut-off voice. Fascinated by the display, I let out a breath of admiration. Suddenly, the sword-carrying figure ceases all movement. I'm seen. The figure finally seems to realize I'm here, and then it leaps toward me with sword in hand. Eh? The cutting blade of the sword rapidly arcs towards my throat. The speed, the flying speed, the accuracy surpasses that of Nervenska's beasts. Shadow's movement is as fast as ARCUEID's when she was tearing apart Nervenska's beasts. The sword pokes lightly at my neck. Thump. My heart accelerates to a feverish pitch. I don't even have time to think of the danger or to evade. My thoughts are filled only with death. The sword doesn't pierce my throat, but stops suddenly. Tohno-kun? Senpai. Our voices overlap. Well, so much for that promise, right? Both of our voices are drowned in disbelief. Ciel senpai and I stare at each other in amazed shock. Shiki, get away from her. ARCUEID's voice calls from far away. ARCUEID dashes towards us. Yeah, it feels like I'm gonna have to make a choice here about who I'm siding with. Senpai glares at me with eyes that seem to belong to another person. Like that, she turns around and runs off. What? Why? Senpai is completely gone. The black figure, Senpai, wearing those dark clothes. The person who saved me 2 days ago when I was nearly killed by Nervenska's crows. But Senpai said that wasn't her, so why? Shiki. I suddenly realize ARCUEID's in front of me. ARCUEID, are you alright? Did she do anything to you? Just like Senpai before, she looks at me intensely. But it doesn't matter. Did she do anything to me? I touch my neck that had a sword on it until now. There's a light, sharp pain. The finger that touched my neck is faintly painted red. Senpai's sword had cut my throat only a few millimeters deep. What's going on? Why would Senpai attack me? Why? Really, why would she glare at me like that? Isn't it obvious? You saw us trying to kill each other. She's someone who operates in complete secrecy, so she hates for an ordinary person like you to see what was happening. ARCUEID says that. Unbelievable statement. Kill each other? Why? How come? Why would you and Senpai do something like that? Lost in pure shock, I can only manage those words. In the first place, I didn't come here to ask that. I wanted to ask her, ARCUEID, about something, which is why I was out here in the first place. I don't know. I only came to see you, so why are you and Senpai trying to kill each other? Eh? Shiki, you came to see me? Yes, I had something I wanted to talk to you about, so I just was looking for you. So why did it end up this way? I don't know. My head is just spinning. Please, could you tell me what's going on, ARCUEID? Well, I was simply fighting with the person from the church. It isn't something that concerns you, so just forget about it, Shiki. It does concern me, but first, what do you mean by the church? Explain it so I can understand. ARCUEID doesn't answer. She mulls it over until she nods. Sure, why not? Here comes the info dump. Since you're that worried, I'll tell you. It really doesn't concern you, though. Do you really want to hear it? Yeah, no matter what it is, I won't mind. Oh? How enthusiastic. I'm actually a little curious about why you came to see me, though. Come on, please hurry. I want to hear about that person. Huh. Arcueid looks a little angry. I don't even think about why she would look like that all of a sudden. My throat still hurts. Senpai, Ciel senpai, pointed a sword at me. All I can think about is why she would do that. Fine, then I'll tell you. The dead apostles are vampires that try the utmost to conceal their existence. In order to live, they must suck the blood of humans, so victims will always appear as long as they exist. But there's not too many stories of people being killed by vampires, right? Do you know why that is? Arcueid, I didn't ask about vampires. Sheesh, I'm trying to explain it to you in order, Shiki, so just answer, okay? Look, even when the vampires kill people, they try to hide it from the surrounding society that people like you live in. They seek to hide themselves and try as much as possible using magic and other things to camouflage their victims and make it appear natural. Do you know why? Well, it's because humans aren't stupid. If they find out monsters like that exist where they live, they'd attack them. Even though humans are weak, they do have things like police. If there are such things as vampires, an effort would be made to protect people from them. And people would stop walking around at night, like what's going on right now. I think they try to hide themselves because it's inconvenient for them. Well, I guess that's true, but police are only a law-enforcing group against humans. We don't consider them at all. But it is correct to say vampires hide their presence for the sake of self-preservation. Shiki, there's a natural enemy of the vampires, a group of something like professional killers that now have the power balance in their favor. It's true for other transcendent species, but especially for vampires, it's fatal for them to reveal themselves. Even if a vampire made a secret kingdom in a village somewhere in the mountains away from all civilization, this natural enemy would definitely notice if victims keep increasing. Vampires exploit the humans in secret for no other reason than self-preservation. The vampires hide their dead victims' bodies, not out of fear of human society finding out, but in fear of these natural enemies discovering them. Their natural enemy? She means someone that fights against vampires, like Senpai, who's wielding a sword against Arcueid. So they aren't human either? What are you saying? Their natural enemy is without a doubt you humans. Natural enemies? Us? Yeah. Starting from a long time ago, humans used many kinds of magic, the occult, magical ceremonies to create an organization, and started to eliminate primates other than humans. The greatest of these is Christianity, the pride of the Vatican, the exorcists. The Catholic Church always viewed non-humans as impurities, but vampires are considered the most dangerous. There are many religious groups in the world, but the Catholic Church looks at vampires with more hostility than the rest. You know, it's almost an obsession. They're so insane, I don't even want to mess with them. Arcueid lets out a sigh. You should know what I'm getting at by now. The one who tried to kill you was a member of an elite organization that hunts heretics. This group, the Burial Agency, is part of the church. They use their own strength rather than law to deal with contradictions to Christianity. These hidden exorcists are more like professional killers. Being the ones which crush contradictions, their existence is a shadow, so they don't need to come out in front of people. Oh, sorry, and so they do not come out in front of people. They're a section that should not exist within the organization called Christianity. So they kill all those that discover their existence indiscriminately. That woman, it seems she's now called Ciel, probably came here to hunt down the vampire in the city. So interesting about the fact, I wonder if Ciel has just killed random people that, you know, have seen her in action. Her sense for the enemy is far better than mine. She says this in an irritated manner. I don't have any words to say. Senpai is some sort of an exorcist who's hunting vampires? I just can't believe that at all. Because she has such a gentle nature. She can't kill. She's not someone that can handle such things, unlike me. That's a lie. That's a lie, Arcueid, because Senpai's an upperclassman at my school, so why would you say she's a member of the church? Hey now. Shiki, you know her? Arcueid draws near as if telling me she won't allow that. Of course. She's a third year at my school. I've known her since I was a first year. Since I was a first year? Yeah, there's all that thing too. It's like, why does he have these memories of her? He apparently doesn't. I brought this up before, like, he seems to have these memories of her, but he can't quite remember them, and he has very spotty memory of things from his past. Huh? Something's wrong. Come to think of it, how long have I known her? I don't even know which class she's in. Oh, right, because yeah, it's a whole thing. She's not actually there, right? Nobody else seems to know she's there, like, I guess because she wiped the memories. Arahiko interacts with her, but Arahiko seems to be the only one who actually interacts with her other than me. But yeah, like, at the end, when he asked the teacher about her, nobody had any memory of her. I try to remember, but I don't have any memories of her before that day when I found her mending those splints. Like, maybe nobody else can see her? Thank you very much, Tono-kun, because she smiled as she said it. For some reason, I felt like I'd always known her. This can't be true. First of all, the strangest thing is that Senpai was called Ciel like it was natural to be called so, but nobody calls her with a different name. She was only called Ciel, so how come no one doubted such a name? ARCUEID, about Senpai, about that person, who is she? Didn't I tell you? She's a member of the burial agency. She's a newcomer who entered only 8 years ago. And 8 years ago, that was when I first got attacked, right? But maybe she has great abilities. She's an agent already having a seat in the perfect number, the 7th. I don't quite get what ARCUEID is saying, but the number 7 certainly is a perfect number. A number isolated from the others. In its solitude, it has nowhere to go. Isolation, isolation. Since it's perfect, the Apocrypha, named with that number, refuses reincarnation. I don't quite get it, but for some reason, those words repeat inside my head. That's right, the members of the burial agency are highly skilled, so I guess it's easy for them to use suggestion against someone who can't resist. The woman probably was deceiving you in order to stay in your high school. Suggestion? Like hypnosis? Yes, it can't be a very complex order. She probably used something like, don't doubt Ciel. Yeah, that's it. I always felt something was wrong from the beginning, but as soon as I would see her again, those doubts would disappear. Feeling it's natural for her to be there, wasn't that one of Senpai's characteristics? I understand, but there's still something else. You said Senpai's a member of the burial agency, so why is she fighting you? They only fight bad vampires, right? So there isn't any need for you two to fight, right? They only fight bad vampires, such as those that suck the blood of humans and cast their bodies away. ARCUEID, you... Huh? What, did I do something? ARCUEID looks directly at me. I can't think it. I don't want to think that this person would ever suck human blood. But the truth is, the incidents are still occurring. Furthermore, Senpai, an exorcist from the church, is trying to kill ARCUEID. ARCUEID, don't tell me the killing yesterday was your doing. That's why you and Senpai were fighting. I grit my teeth. I speak those heavy, painful words, as if confessing love toward a girl I like. Shiki, are you serious? Even I don't want to believe it, but then who did? Your master's dead already, so that leaves, only you, right? I'm filled with regret as soon as I say those words. I still like her. She saved my life. And those 2 days were still a lot of fun, so I don't want to separate with her like this. But if she is the killer vampire, And then, smack, my head is hit with a fist. Shiki, you idiot. ARCUEID? I would normally let it be settled with just this, but since you look so pitiful, I'll let that be enough. Smiling, ARCUEID hops back. Shiki, you're a great person. What? Having her say that so suddenly makes my cheeks flush. And in addition, you're so honest. I like those things about you. ARCUEID smiles happily. Seeing her like that, I can't imagine her sucking on someone's blood. ARCUEID, so... Yes, I'm not the killer. It's the work of another vampire, not me. The knot in my chest disappears. I see. I knew it. ARCUEID didn't do those things. I see. It's the work of another vampire. That's a relief. Wait, that's weird. Hold on, ARCUEID. You said it's another vampire, but isn't it odd for vampires to come out one after another? What are you saying? There aren't any new vampires. What? But Irvensker isn't alive anymore. There isn't anyone else who could do something like that. Oh, I see. Shiki, you really made a big mistake. I love how he just learned about the, knowledge of vampires existing, a couple of days ago, and now he thinks he knows everything about them. ARCUEID gives an amazed sigh. You see, the serial killings you're talking about were always the work of just one vampire from the very beginning, so no new vampires will appear, as Nervensker was unrelated to those incidents. Eh? Nervensker is unrelated? What do you mean? It's just like I said. You're normally pretty sharp, but you're lost at some points. Think back, Shiki. Nervensker was a vampire, but did he ever suck human blood? Suck blood? He ate humans and... Oh, I see. Why didn't I notice such a simple mistake? The victims of the serial killings are found with their bodies drained of blood, but Nervensker was different. He didn't leave any dead bodies behind. He not only drank the blood, but he also ate the meat, leaving no trace. To prove it, the people eaten by him in the hotel were treated as missing people, not killed people. So that means it is something completely different. Wait, then what is the serial killing going on right now? Just who's doing it? That's a different vampire. To be more specific, that vampire is why I came here. Nervensker came following me. It's that sort of correlation. What, so the one you're after wasn't Nervensker after all? Yes, I didn't ever say he was my initial target. I was his target, but he was never my target. My target is the one called the serial killer in the city. What? I gasp in shock, but it really is just as she says. She said her purpose is to kill vampires, so I just thought it was Nervensker she was after. So what is it? Killing him that night was pointless? It wasn't pointless. You fought in my place. Well, if you didn't kill me, you probably wouldn't have had to in the first place. I feel a little dizzy. In other words, those vampire killings had nothing to do with Nervensker, and it was the work of another vampire? Yeah, that's right, but that's my problem, so you don't have to worry about it. But more than that, hey. With an extremely happy smile, ARCUEID looks up at me as I stand there in surprise. How was last night? Who came? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. She made that dream for me. She's gonna be a little upset it's not her? Huh? What does she mean by last night? I don't understand what she's talking about. After all, I'm the idiot who mistook ARCUEID's words and made such a stupid mistake, so of course I don't understand what she's saying, and... Huh? Did ARCUEID ask me who came last night? ARCUEID, what do you mean by last night? Huh? That's strange. I know I sent you a dream familiar. Wait, what's the dream familiar thing? It's like a familiar that lets you see a dream about what you desire the most. You're a male, so I sent you a succubus. Wasn't it a good dream? A good dream? That was... I remember the realistic dream I had, and my face turns red. That was your doing? ARCUEID grins even more. Crap. If I stayed quiet, this conversation would have been over, but since I reacted so strongly... Ah, so you did get it. So what kind of dream was it? The dream familiar was supposed to take the shape of your greatest desire, so it felt really good, right? What kind of dream? That's... I'd die before I'd say it. ARCUEID, it doesn't concern you, so leave me alone. Look away from her and refuse. But ARCUEID keeps saying, come on, come on. Oh, she's gonna be so mad when she finds out it's her, like, mortal enemy. Over and over. Come on, tell me. You can at least tell me who you dreamed about. She asks me like a curious kid. Every time I turn away, she keeps jumping in front of me, saying, come on, come on. Please, just let it go. There was something wrong with that dream. Even now, I don't know why I saw that dream. ARCUEID says it's my greatest desire, but I don't want to think that's what it was. Oh, maybe it turned into a nightmare. She does tend to write the story to her liking when fond of her target. She's only a novice, so I guess it couldn't be helped. ARCUEID thinks aloud. Writes the story to her liking? What do you mean? I'm saying she interprets your desire in her own way. That dream familiar I sent you is just a child, so she likes to play pranks. I see. That's a relief. That's right, the dream. It couldn't have been what I wanted. I let out a sigh of relief. With this, my innocence has been proven, but... ARCUEID, why did you send me such a thing? That's too much even for harassment. Huh, I wouldn't harass you. I sent you the dream familiar to thank you for defeating Nervensker. I really am grateful to you, so I thought it'd be great if it made you happy. Thank me? Well, I'm happy you were grateful, but no matter what, I'll pass on that sort of thanks. Oh, come on, are you saying you can't accept a person's goodwill? Hey, you're not a person, you're a vampire. That's true, but... ARCUEID slumps her shoulders. How do I say this? ARCUEID's very open in expressing her emotions. Being happy, being angry, she changes her expression so quickly. It's actually kind of charming. I said she was a vampire, but she really does seem like a human, enough to even make me forget that fact. Ah, the lampposts are turning back on. The previously dark lampposts spring back to life. The park, lit only by the moonlight, gradually becomes brighter. It seems that woman lifted her barrier. It was supposed to prevent anyone from entering the park, but it seems like you could pass right through. Huh? You mean the power outage was Senpai's doing? Yeah, it's one of their specialties, letting people stay away. It really has nothing to do with us. By the way, Shiki, I want to ask, but what do you think of Ciel? With a cold voice, ARCUEID suddenly asks that. About Senpai? Why do you ask about that, ARCUEID? Oh, nothing. I just hate that woman. We were supposed to meet and exchange information, but I got irritated during the conversation and we ended up trying to kill each other. Kill each other? Why did you end up doing that? In the first place, Senpai isn't a vampire. Why did you try to kill her? That's my line. She was the one who struck first. Eh? The one who struck first was Senpai. That's right. She said, I knew it was pointless. I just can't allow your existence. And then she attacked me. She may look very calm, but all the members of the Burial Agency enjoy fighting. You can't let her fool you too, Shiki. What? Enjoy fighting? Does Senpai really... Shiki, you were fooled by her up till now, right? So why are you saying things to help her out? You know, she was tricking you, since you didn't know anything and pretended to be a normal person. Don't you feel a little angry at being used? ARCUEID glares at me. That is certainly, I'm shocked that Senpai's different from normal people, kind of like ARCUEID, but I don't feel like I've been tricked. On the contrary, Senpai's helped me so many times. Even though I know about Senpai's identity, I still think of her as Senpai. Eating lunch with her, talking about stupid things with her and Arahiko, walking with her to the school gate, all of it's so much fun. So, if I could, it would have been better if I didn't find out about her. Shiki, whose side? Oh, is this decision? Because I know there's a decision coming up. Is this going to be like a big determining factor? I've been saying, I'm like, if I choose Ciel, is she going to be like, well, I guess our partnership is over. Whose side are you on? Mine or that woman's? I feel pressure. Her eyes are the source. Now she isn't like a human, but more like an animal hunting its prey. It seems Ciel-senpai is an unforgivable enemy for ARCUEID. That's why she glares at me with such fierce, hostile eyes. As if saying, if I'm her enemy's friend, I'll be ARCUEID's enemy as well. ARCUEID? I have trouble answering. Oh shit! Okay, well... I hope this is going to go down that path, because after being so close with ARCUEID in the last one, to go completely the opposite direction would be a lot of fun. Alright, we're going to choose Senpai is dear to me. I, despite all this, don't even want to think that Senpai's my enemy. Senpai is my dear friend. Enemy or ally, I can't label her like that. What is this? Then what am I to you? You're someone I can't leave alone, and, I scratch my cheek. Someone I can't leave alone, and I'm concerned about her in a completely different way than Senpai. Even tonight, I was simply looking for her, but I was getting so frustrated when I couldn't find her. I feel like ARCUEID's not going to be my enemy, though. She can't help it, she likes me too much. It was something like feeling worried about a loved one. Ah, no, there's no way that's true. Certainly, she is beautiful, but Look, just give it a rest. Why do you ask me about that anyway? How can I know? Being screamed at irrationally, she screams back at me irrationally. Fine, then I don't know you at all, Shiki. Hey, hold on, where are you going? It has nothing to do with you. Don't follow me. Is she really that angry? ARCUEID walks away without even turning around. Her figure quickly fades into the distance. Ah, just where does she plan on going? What is this taking it out on me like that? Yeah. She's the one who sent me that dream familiar, so I'm the one who should be angry. Did I do something to make her angry? I don't know. In the first place, there's no way I can understand how vampires think. ARCUEID got mad and went somewhere by herself, and I asked her what I wanted, so I know I should go back to the mansion. But my feet don't even move one step back. My logic tells me where I should go, but my heart doesn't listen. It's been said a million times, but the feelings of love and hate, they have nothing to do with logic. Man, jeez, damn it, why is it I can't leave her alone? ARCUEID, I said wait. Raising my voice, I chase after ARCUEID, who keeps on walking. Alright, so, okay, we did get some more new content in this one, which is good. We're definitely getting more Ciel content. And I did like that moment at the end where, you know, the fight between ARCUEID and Ciel, where it seems like I kind of had to choose a side, make a choice. I got a little bit more information about Ciel as well. I feel like ARCUEID did kind of explain the whole, like, thing about the burial agency a little bit more. Not too much, but the whole thing about, like, that she's been in there for 8 years, which coincides with when I first got attacked. I'm sure that there's some sort of connection there with that whole 8-year thing. And the whole thing about the 7, like, I guess there's like the 7 members of the burial agency. So we did get some new information. Now, is this whole thing, is ARCUEID actually going to be so mad about the fact that I don't hate Ciel that she's just going to be like, you're my enemy now? I doubt it. She seemed pretty peeved at the end, but I'm sure she's going to come around and maybe we're all going to work together because we do all have the same goal of wanting to take down the main vampire who's killing people. It's probably going to be an uneasy truce and alliance, but that should be fun just to see the two, like, ARCUEID and her fighting with each other. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, like, some more new content next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned next week for episode 13. Until then, bye. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Revealing Storm, Lindsay VA, Lunar, Kenju Storm, and Icognito.